Victor again. I just wanted to post a video in English. The other day I posted a video in Spanish, and I was talking about how fast we are human. We are destroying the world. No, I was talking about the amount of bush that disappears every day. For example, in the Amazonas, Brazil, Peru, that is equivalent, I think, of 25 football grounds, no? So that's a big amount every day. I think we've gone over 60% of the destruction right now to grow grain to feed the animals and soya, etc. No, and that in probably at this rhythm, I mean, what is the lung of the world? I mean, what supplies oxygen is going to disappear in a short time. We're not realizing that. I mean, it's something so really, it's so important, and people don't even want to know. When you talk about this, people look somewhere else, and it's like it's not my problem. I mean, what are we going to leave to the next generation? Our kids, etc. And it's not only that, because maybe if humans disappear on Earth, that will be a big favor to nature, because we have been the most distracting species on the history of the world, no? And but anyway, I just wanted to make people to get them to have the knowledge that if we don't change things, we won't have a future. We are feeding the cows with all the little fish that they're not allowed to sell. We convert this little fish in flour, and we are feeding also the cows with this fish flour. That's not natural. I also talk about that 30% of the contamination of this gas that warms the whole world comes from the farming industry, against 18% on the car industry. And at least here in Spain, if you don't have your catalyzer in the car, etc., you won't pass a technical control, you get a penalty, etc. No? And I also talk about that fish, the amount of fish on the sea, it's disappearing. I post that video because I listened to a news saying that now they were going to recommend to put the jellyfish on humans' diet, because the jellyfish are killing all the fish in the sea, and I have to laugh at that, because I mean it's humans with that really big technology that we have. We send those huge boats out there, and we take absolutely every single fish out of the water. So it's not the jellyfish, it's ourselves killing the sea, And at this rhythm, in 25 years, there won't be any fish in the sea, And that's very scary, because that means not fish. I mean, any kind of life, because everything is connected to everything, And the pollution, whatever. It's so much. We could talk for hours, And what is really our goal, and what we really have to do, is try to get people to know that if we don't change our habits, if we don't feel compassion, if we don't look to what's going on, I mean, there's not going to be a future. Right now, we are completely manipulated by the media. We all want to be the smartest guy or the most sexy girl, have the best car, have a nice house, mortgage for life, etc. And but that is like what they're selling. But I think at this stage, or I'm getting kind of paranoid or schizophrenic or something, that I can see like a dark hand behind all of this. I think the same people that are controlling the food industry. They are probably controlling the pharmacy industry, the oil industry, and there are so many options to get energy, clean energy, and we are not using it. Why? Because that's not a good business for anyone, And people, the big corporatives, they're not interested in the world or in us at all. I mean, they make us feel that we are free because you have a conservative party or a Labour party. So if you're from the Labour and I'm from the Conservative, we can discuss, we can even hate each other, and we get the false or fake feeling that we are free. I mean, they are all the same, Labours, Conservatives, etc. Once we vote someone, I mean, they get to the parliament, but at the end, I never seen that they do nothing for us. They all, everything is controlled by the big families, the big corporations. So, in Spain, I get really upset with government, for example, supporting now in summer in lots of the little village, they do terrible things to the bulls. They hang them, they kill them for pleasure. And you get thousands of people supporting that. I mean, feeling no compassion for these animals, and on the name of tradition. The ablation is a tradition in Nigeria, but obviously we all want to get rid of that. I mean, it's not right, no. And it gets really hard for me to put myself on the skin of someone else, because I can't understand how someone can enjoy killing an animal just for pleasure or tradition, and that makes me really sad. No? So, these are all different thoughts that I just felt that I should talk about. No? And if we don't wake up to be real people, compassion, to show our feelings, to remember when we were young, how all those songs that our first love song, or when we went out dancing for the first time, or whatever. It's like those things that bring back a little bit of I don't know, in English you say nostalgic stuff, or but we have to look a little bit more inside of us and try to move forward, and try to be more compassionate with the people, with the animals, with nature, and fight for our rights. Forget about politicians. If we have to stand up and go out in the street and get angry, we must do it. If we think that things are not going on the right direction, we have to go out and claim for a change, because I mean, no one is thinking on your own health, on your own benefit. We're just simple numbers, and they're using it to make themselves rich without thinking in long terms or nothing like that. I mean, some humans are so greedy that those are the ones responsible of the destruction of the world. And I think it's time to spread out the word and explain people how healthy it is to go vegan, not only because of your own body, that obviously feels much better. Once you try it, I think you never go back, well, I couldn't go back to eat animals, and I did it when I was young, etc. But it's a matter of we are too many, and if we continue at this rhythm, I mean, it's that's going to kill us. I mean, we don't get the information like in that speech from Yuri, that dairy is really bad for health. Places like the United States or the North countries in Europe, they consume lots of dairies, and they're the first one getting calcium supplements, and the first countries with osteoporosis in the, on a higher percentage in the population. So, but that's on TV, and we cannot change it. And people believe everything that goes on TV. So, we have to get out there and try to make people know the reality of things. And I think our goal is just to continue, sharing, talking, and even if we get, the door shut in our nose, okay, we have to knock again and get it and insist. And the more difficult ones are the best ones to change, because once you get them, they are here forever with us. Apparently we are 600 million vegetarians in this world, so that's a big amount of population. It's almost 10%, but we spread all around the world. But that means that we do have some power. Let's use it and try to convert this world in a better place, and try to get people to look inside and be, and be good. Anyone that that is good and does good things ends up feeling much better. So, and when you feel good, you don't need medicines, you don't need nothing. It's like, it's freedom. And that's part of what I wanted to say today, and that's it.